Bro, he has the food. He has the recipe, bro.
That shit definitely a lot for sure. That's like when I'm feeling good days.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I do a lot. Because I got a lot of music that I don't understand on my phone. But I'll be like, this shit lit.
Yeah, bro. That's the thing.
Now,
and then he says on the other part, he's like, we pull up in your hood, pretty much disguised with signs of Uber and Papa John's.
Okay. So, again, what got you into your style of music, man?
So, the very first album I purchased was Daddy Yankee's Barriofino, right? And I was inspired by my cousin's listening style, my mom's mainly, and pretty much my family, right? So they're Hispanic. I embraced more of the Cuban side or the feel, like something inside of it made me feel better, you know what I'm saying? Like it gave me in the mood to uplift myself.
That boy said silk button down hate behavior, boy. What?
Bro. And like my mom would listen to Vico C, Baby Boy, Gloria Trevi, a lot of lyrical music, right? That also felt good. And it was a lot of love and like poetry in it, you know? I started writing when I was 12, bro. Writing poems. Well, I was writing before I was 12, but up till I was 12, I was writing music. And I would always just write more in a poetic form for women or females or whatnot, right? And then my cousin was like, Bro, you should rap. I was already listening to good music over here, right? Like that energy, I guess I was already inspired by it. So like I'm trying to write it down and stuff and I guess put it on paper, but I don't really know, you know, subconsciously. Now that I love myself, bro, I'm embracing like the islands, you know? The Cuban, the Puerto Rican, like Bad Bunny, he's popping, bro. Like imagine if Bad Bunny could rap English. Imagine if Mike Towers could rap English.
I think I like him as is, though, you know what I'm saying? Because it definitely makes, I say for the black community, it definitely makes us have to thrive to be a little bit more diverse.
Yeah.
It influences us to learn different languages and
so
stuff.
Nobody's really doing that stuff and as hard as my energy, I feel like.
Right.
So I'm about to do that, bro. Like pretty much have that kind of energy bilingual, bro.
Like Pitbull.
In a way, but Pitbull ain't on my level.
Oh shit.
Nah, I'm not saying like that. Like Pitbull's more of like he was more of a pop.
Pitbull, you got 24 hours to respond.
Hey,
it's okay.
It's like Pitbull's gonna be like, hey bro, you want a feature? I'm gonna be like, how much? He's gonna be like $1 million. I'm like, dang bro, I ain't got it. I'm sorry, I ain't got it.
Damn.
But anyways,
no, out here charging that much for features?
No, I don't know, bro. I'm just saying, bro. Like,
so I'll never be an artist.
No, Pitbull's up there with the pop music, you know. But Daddy Yankee is what inspired me really. If you ask that question, and then Kendrick Lamar, bro. I bought To Pimp a Butterfly, and then Beer Bongs and Bentleys by Post Malone. Those are 3 albums I've actually purchased, right? Physical copies because I've wanted to have them. You know?
Oh shit! Now I gotta like go a little history dive because it's crazy that like the first album you ever purchased correlates to like what you do now. For me, it was like completely different. I think back then I was just trying to like fit this mold, and it really wasn't even like music I cared for. Like my first album I purchased was Soulja Boy. It was hype.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was trying to crank that. You know?
Bro, we were dancing at quinceañeras. That's freaking dance, bro. Like for the surprise dance.
But really, what really got me into my taste in music, because I went years just hating music. Like my sister, she would be on BET. My brothers, they'll be on BET, MTV, watching all these music shows, and I'm just like, I don't like it. Like I didn't grow up.
My cousins did too, actually. You know, like, in a way.
I didn't like some of the artists that like everybody listened to. Like I know Webby, Boosie, then was like hot back then, and everybody was listening to like T.I.
Yeah, T.I. My cousin would listen to T.I. B2K,
all that stuff. Bow Wow, Usher for sure. Chris Brown.
Yeah.
Like for me, it was just like I didn't start liking music until I started listening to Lil Wayne, and it wasn't like the old Lil Wayne, like the Millie, the rap. It was like I had to wait until like Rebirth came out. And that's when I realized, okay, I like alternative music.
Like, you talking about like when he said cop car type shit?
The rock album.
Oh, the rock album?
Yeah. So that's when I realized, okay, I got a different style of music. Plus, I'm from Benton. So it's like I already grew up in like that.
You did tell me that. That's so weird, bro. Now I stay in Benton and you stay in over here.
Yeah. Like I grew up around like different colors of the rainbow. So it was natural for me to just like dig into everything around me. Yeah. So before I got into like anything that was far as like hip hop, I was listening to country and rock. Like I was listening to AMVs over anime videos, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like rock music going hard. My mom used to hate that shit. She's like, you been hanging around these white boys? Yes, mom.
Yes, I have. Bro, I would do Rubik's Cubes in 6th grade. Mm-hmm. I was hanging around white boys too, but I was just doing different shit, I guess.
It was lit.
Yeah.
And then like the older I got, the more it just started to dawn on me like, okay.
Beyblades and shit, bro.
Oh yeah. I ain't never lost a battle. We got Beyblades in the room right now. It's crazy. I had to put my sons on. But I think the older I got, the more I just started to indulge in that field. Yeah. And we met at Journeys.
We did.
So when I started working there, that's when a lot of my music taste really started to like solidify. Because Journeys has playlists for days.
It helps you find you in a way. Bro, that was when I was heavy on Tiger. Remember Tiger, bro? Like, I bought damn near every shirt he dropped, bro.
Oh man, you like Tiger, bro.
I bought that. I still have his backpack. You know,
it's tragic. I can't say nothing because I was like a simp for Wiz Khalifa.
But think about it. Think about it. His energy, bro. When he came out, bro. Rack City, bitch. Rack City, bitch. Like, bro, it's so simple, but it's like. Okay.
That beat behind it was
yeah. They knew what they were doing, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like the whole Young Money thing just fucked up because of the money. Mm-hmm. You know, like they didn't know the whole business side, and they kind of fucked themselves up. But the ones that were able to survive were still the ones that can go hard anytime. You know, like Drake and Lil Wayne. And at the same time, bro, the more people you know inside, the better you're. You know,
I think the problem with like. That part of their music industry, as far as like Young Money go, because they were just an extension of Cash Money, what Birdman had going on, and even Bow Wow, like he don't even do a lot, but he's Cash Money. Nobody really knows that,
and it sucks, bro. In a way,
it's like their problem was they put their focus on who they wanted to. Yeah, like they had a lot of good artists. They had some bad artists.
Funding that, you know, they had limited funding. So
they was like, putting all their money. They had another female artist. They had, I don't even know her name. I can't even think of it because there was attention on Nicki. Mm-hmm. And they had other male artists, but they was like, nah, Lil Wayne and Drake. So it was just... You
see, and if they would have probably tried to do it evenly, maybe, it probably would have came out even better for their company. Who knows? But my goal with the whole music thing, bro, honestly, is to guide people with their royalties, understand that they don't need to sign a deal with anybody. They can do it themselves, bro. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm trying to do. And that's what my team is doing. You know, that's what we're trying to pretty much establish.
Right.
But by the time people are like trying to see the next move, like, nah, we're kind of already ahead, you know? Like, there's no turning back anymore. Like, we already have, in a way, an establishment, right? We're just learning, bro. We're just learning right now. And then we can introduce it to help other people who want to do the same thing. I want to kind of do like a course or like just a coach. Like I'd be a coach for somebody. Like I could definitely get somebody to call me and be like, hey, bro, I'm over here in Atlanta, or anywhere, right? And I'm trying to do this portable podcast or portable studio thing, right? What do I need? Or I'm having this issue or blah, blah, blah. All right, bet, bro. Like, I'm charging whatever per phone call, right? And however long or this forever length, whatever, right? Or FaceTime, whatever you need me to do. Like, I can sit behind my computer, schedule it, boom, get you done. Or if you need it right then and there, like, I'm probably within reach of what I need to do to help you.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. And that's goals right there.
And bro, when they learn how to collect their own royalties, why would they need a label, bro? All they need is to put their money in marketing, bro. Learn marketing and put it in marketing, bro. Because at the end of the day, marketing is what you need to impress people. You need impressions. You need to put yourself out there.
Social media is everything.
Yeah, that's
right
the new
now,
way
so.
of saying, hey, bro, here's this. How are you going to present it? Like, are you going to come out sophisticated or like, take this shit, bro?
As long as you have
know what I'm
copyrights to what you got going on, you know what I'm saying? You can pretty much, the sky's the limit as far as social media goes.
Yeah, and that's
you
where
get a couple of your friends and families.
that's where a lot of people, artists, because they're art at the end of the day, they get so stuck in themselves and they put too much personal within business. It doesn't work out too much. But imagine, bro. I'm Alonso, right?
Right.
And I have ZtikMan, aka Daft Punk, right? Are they ever gonna find out? If I'm behind a mask all the time, just as an artist, and outside I'm just a whole nother person.
Kind of like Marshmallow.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the goal, bro. Like, to be an artist.
Separate entities.
Create your characters.
I feel what you're saying, because there is like separate entities, you know what I'm saying? Because like Marshmallow or Daft Punk, you know, like nobody knows what they face look like because that's a personal stuff. Everybody knows them for their business.
It's creativity, entertainment.
Right.
We get so stuck in being personal because it's the money, the greed that people want, you know, that the power. It's not about the money or the power. It's about the self-loving.
For me, it's more, and I try to preach it to a lot of people. As long as you're doing what you love,
right, and
you can find some type of way to profit just a little bit off of that, bro, you'll be happy.
Exactly.
You'll be happy.
You'll make more than what you need.
It's like, that's all we really wanted to do. And I get, you can't expect everybody to be entrepreneurs. You know what I'm saying?
You can't.
Because it's not the way it's
set
up to be.
That's why there's people like us who guide, you know, who help people.
Right. Because if everybody was meant to own something, nobody would work for anybody.
True.
And that's just the way the cookie crumbles at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, God's design is flawless. And we can't really question those things.
Yeah.
There's some people who work, and there's some people who give work. And that's just how it goes.
That's just how it is in a way, yeah.
And I think I figured it out.
Kings, in a way, kings need to understand their leadership and their role and not try to manipulate their community, because at the end of the day, the community is their fruit.
Yep.
And they just get so overwhelmed and about power, their fruit starts to rot, bro, because they try to manipulate the fruit and make it quicker, and because this other guy is doing it quicker or whatever, you know, like, don't worry about them. Focus on you. Focus on yourself.
That's that quantity over quality thing, you know what I'm saying?
And if somebody else wants to collaborate, do it, but do it with peace and do it with love and with a good positive attitude, you know, like, bro, that's the goal. A lot of other countries are actually doing this.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
But we're here in the what we call it, the land of the what? Because I don't even know what they call it anymore, bro.
The land of the free. I'm still trying to figure out what's free. But
hey, what's next?
We're gonna get in trouble.
Right.
Well, we got parenthood on as the next topic.
Parenthood, yes. So the energy you have within yourself, bro, definitely goes to your kids, bro. You have to have a positive attitude. If you're sick, they're gonna be sick because of your thoughts and your way of feeling.
It's definitely, there's just like, I have to tell people there's no good way to know if you're a good parent.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Unless your kids grow up and tell you, you'll never know. Only thing we can do as parents is try. There's trying parents, you know what I'm saying? And then there's obvious bad parents.
But it's still within the walk of life, bro.
Right.
You're still learning. You never stop learning. You never stop growing.
Right.
A tree will never stop growing until it's chopped, until
I think
it's done.
The most important thing as any parent with their kids is just to essentially give them access to everything that they should, and not keep them away from everything, but give them caution. You know what I'm saying? Set them up that these things can do this certain thing.
Music, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta introduce. There's bad and good. You know,
right.
Without bad, there's no good. So I don't want to be limited to my creativity, because at the end of the day, creativity is my therapy, right?
Right.
But I want people to understand that it's therapy at the end of the day. Like, it's creativity, it's entertainment. It's not something you should take like, this is how I should live. It's more like, oh, this is what's out there. We need to stay away from that. because people also need to be aware of what's there, you know.
And I think like, and it might just be dads in general. We kind of have this. I know I do, like this mentality where you gotta let them fall.
Yeah, to swim, to yeah.
And I think that's why there's, like you were saying, there's a balance in the house because you know some moms can do some things that we can't, and we can do some things that they can't. Like we're able to provide a certain amount of toughness. Yeah. That it takes to be raised in this world that we in.
The woman provides the other half that they need, bro. My whole life without a father, bro, I was lacking what I really needed, right? Which was manhood. Now I'm learning it, bro. Now I'm like, okay, this is what I need to do. Let me embrace this shit because I'm about to get there, bro. I know what I need to do now, you know?
Right.
But
and that's also
it takes time, bro. It takes growth.
That's very important because, you know, we as parents are role models.
Exactly, role models.
And it's just like, you know, I had my parents, like both of them, even though it was in separate houses, but I had them. So it's hard for me to say, you know, to compare that in contrast with yours because I would never be able to understand it. All I can do is take it in, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And looking at you, the man you are today, you're doing pretty good.
Well, I appreciate it, bro.
So, but for me, it was just like, you know, I had them, but they weren't the best. I have a healthy relationship with them now because I was able to accept my parents for who they are and just let bygones be bygones. You know, people progress. Yes. If they choose to. Right. But you can't make them. And growing up, I was looking at things half-assed because they were doing things half-assed. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like I had to make a split decision in an early youth to be mature. And I had to make this decision based off, okay, I see them doing this. Do I want to do this exact same thing even though I don't like this? Or do I want to do it opposite? Because I don't like this, so I'm going to try to be better. So I chose the opposite. So I became my own role model in a sense. And I got a lot of things wrong because I didn't have healthy surroundings. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So, bro, even me and my ex-wife talked about it where, all right, she felt in a way that my mom didn't play her full role in my life, right? Like, I'm going to get to why she felt that way. Because she was like, I feel like you had to raise yourself in a way. But you can't blame my mother for not providing the necessity of a father. Right. Right?
Because at the end of the day, she's a mother.
She's a mother. So. Right. So you can't blame her. She did what she could. And I think she did pretty damn well. She did great, bro.
You're not in jail, you're not dead.
Bro,
so, you know what I'm saying?
I'm doing amazing.
Like you got your son.
Right.
And you flourishing. That's all it is.
Bro, I'm doing amazing. And so like I feel like God lets everything happen for a reason. And at the end of the day, like me and my wife are able to communicate about things like that, right? And that's what's important too, the communication. Because that provides peace. Right. And then when you have peace, you have prosperity. Right? So then you have fruits that you can provide to your family, your son, your friends, your anybody, like even your enemies, bro. Like you have to spread love.
And so that's very important to like the development of kids. And a lot of people, I think, forget that. Like as long as I know, like in the black community, all you hear a lot is, "Oh, you got a roof, you got water, you got food." And even I, as an adult, I had to remind the elders in my family, you know, those are essentials that are supposed to be given. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was your duty at that point to take care of me. Right. Those things are not a given for me at that time. So it was just
you shouldn't expect for me, for me, you should expect nothing. As a parent, you should expect nothing in return, bro. It's sad, but it's weird, but it's true, bro. I shouldn't expect anything from Aiden ever, bro.
I think what I really wanted back then,
God gave me to raise him.
I think I wanted more interest played into like what I was interested in. And I try to do that with my kids now. Like, you never know what your kids can grow up to be if you never play into their interests. Like, I was reading at a young age, bro, I was reading books on how to build rockets. I used to ask for materials all the time, bro. Like, hey, can I get this? Can I get this? I'm gonna build a rocket today. I could have been an engineer. Yeah. Gave that up because they never did it. So I started picking up marine biology books. To this day, I still have a found love for sharks. I can tell you everything about a hammerhead. You know what I'm saying? That's my favorite. That's my baby.
Oh, you got it.
I got the hammerhead.
Oh, and the yin yang. That's dope.
Yes, sir.
Yin yang hammerhead.
Got that Pisces.
Oh, that's clean.
Yes, sir. Got that tatted on me. But And just like I could have been a marine biologist, but those things never got played on. And when you feel like something isn't important, you're kind of like you kill a kid's dreams.
Oppressed.
Mm-hmm.
Oppressed.
My dad was like, I'm not trying to shame because he's a good dude, but I think he was more concerned with being a coach than a father in my younger life.
See, that's what I'm afraid of, bro. As a father to Aiden, like I'm afraid that, because I have to understand also he's like my life partner too, kind of like your wife should be, and you know it should be the partner to your life. So I guess that's also what I have to like start connecting more with Aiden to keep him as a partner and help him grow and where we grow together, right? Like we our roots and our veins and all that, vines, they grow together. Yeah, just create,
kids is nothing but an extension of us at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying?
Like a business, bro, the same way.
We don't have the power to, just pop stuff out of the whim like, the creator do. Mm-hmm. But we are given the ability to create, in a process.
Yeah, so, and Aiden should be free. Like, he shouldn't be limited to my ideas. He should be expanding to, like, his own mind. Like, everything he feels and all that, I shouldn't have no control over that.
And that's just you not wanting to oppress him, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I do that with my kids' life. Like, they, some people probably hate me for it, but my kids don't know a thing about religion. My kids don't know, and that, I don't know how else to say it. They don't know a thing about religion. They don't know the concept of it yet. It's because, I don't want them to not have it, but it's more so I want them to seek it. And then, like, I used to tell people all the time, there's two types of church people. There's ones who, like, that grew up in the church.
Very, very interesting, bro.
It's like the ones who grew up in the church, right? That's all they know.
Yes.
So they don't really have that, like, mentality or perception, like, they found it. And then there's the other group who took themselves because they sought that truth. You know what I'm saying? They have a different way of looking at it.
Just like how you're not putting them in a hood environment, right?
Right.
You're also not putting them in a religious environment, and you're just seeing what way they go through, what way they follow, what their path becomes.
Now, we are spiritual, for
right,
sure.
Spiritual is definitely
because spiritual health is important.
Exactly. So that makes sense. That makes sense to, you're pretty much trying to prove yourself that spirituality is important. And
facts. And I actually wrote a paper on that.
What?
I wrote a paper on that in college, and I thought I was gonna get flunked out of there because that's a touchy subject. It was what was that? I think I labeled it religion versus spirituality.
So my understanding of religion is the way of teaching. So yes, when you extract the way of teaching, how are they gonna learn? That's where you're like, because, all right, when you're in school, they see if you're an aesthetic learner, kinesthetic learner, and all these different kind of learners. Why would you put all these different kind of learners under one way of teaching? Right?
Right.
That's oppressing.
Just a simple way of breaking it down, man, is really just ethics versus morals.
Bro, at the end of the day, we should still understand that the scripture is there as a manual.
Right.
But the way of teaching is always going to be different. Kind of like the veins in the trees and hi.
That's Izzy.
Izzy.
You want to say hey?
How you doing?
Good.
Good, yeah, you're alive. Look at it. You're excited, bro.
You want to kill that gnat? Probably came in for y'all playing outside. But
all right, so we were talking about you. Oh yeah, you wrote a paper on spirituality, and you thought you were gonna get flunked, and
so I ended up actually getting like 100 on it actually. On the paper, and I was just like, man, it's crazy. And what's crazy is the next month, my mom ended up writing a paper on me, and she had it all wrong. I'm just gonna say this like off the bat, like, yeah, she had it all wrong. Did she pass her class? Yes, but mom, you got it all wrong. Like, she was telling people, like, oh yeah, my son doesn't believe in God. I was just like, Mom, that's not what it's about. I was like, I do.
But see, that was her reality. You know,
I was like, there's a different perception of how I view God. Like, and I guess to understand a little bit more, I don't call God he or man.
Yeah, that makes sense.
God is
He's almighty, everything.
everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't want to label him to one particular sex. It's kind of weird to me that somebody came up with that.
I think it's more because if it's a strong emotion, it's very powerful, and therefore like the man is the head, right?
Right.
And then the woman is the neck. So the man is the brains, bro. So at the end of the day, that's the power, and then the woman just guides the power.
That's probably why it came up that way. I know some other cultures, they'll view God as like woman because woman creates.
Yeah.
But for me, it was just like I had to separate.
But they're both
that.
You
that
gotta
spiritual
understand
realm
that
from like humanity. Like we're humans.
Yeah.
God is a spirit, and that's just as
energy.
it is.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
Like, so that's all it is, and like she definitely got it all wrong. I was like,
my mom too, bro. When I told her I don't want to go to church, I was like, you don't have to go to church. Yeah, I grew up Catholic. I said, you don't have to go to church to be saved, ma. Like like there's church. I was like, what is your definition of church? She said it's a temple. I was like, a place, and I was like, okay, ma, but what does the Bible say that the church is? And they're like, pretty much the gathering of,
it's a group of people,
and
no matter where you are,
no matter where you are, right? So, bro, it's church, and
we used to do Bible study.
She doesn't see it like that,
and I think that's why I kind of I lean towards my dad's teachings a lot because it was two different households. I had like my mom who was a Baptist over here, and my dad who raised us in like the faith of Israelites. Hebrews and descendant of Ham and Shams and this and that. So it was just like I grew up having to kind of live this role of both, and I think that kind of what led me down my road of spirituality because I started to look at things
like, hey, this is one way of thinking. This is another way. What are they doing? Like they're conflicting within each other, and really at the end of the day, we're trying to find the same thing.
I consider myself an omnist, and that's just me. That's just basically a group of people who kind of. Your business is your business. Yeah. And we believe in everything has a truth. So it is what it is. Truth lies within death. And I'd rather believe in something than nothing. But I'm not going to label that. And I'm not going to follow a code of man to decide what I believe in.
That kind of weirdly describes myself. Like, I don't want to be labeled as a Catholic in a way, right? Like, I just want to be labeled as a believer of God and the existence of the Word and the Scripture.
Once you do that, you start to find beauty in a lot of things. Like, for me, the ocean is kind of like my big spirit.
Bro, the ocean is so weird.
It's so vast. And I'm just like, man, God created that. Like, God is there. Like, God is everywhere. So, like, for me, the ocean is just like, that's a huge part